This is a practice for when your knees feel like a rickety shack. I know for me, often when I go on really big hikes where I'm climbing up and then down a mountain, the day after I've climbed down a mountain, I have a whole new relationship with my knees. So we're gonna cultivate a little bit of knee, ankle strength, and glute engagement awareness in order to support our knees feeling strong. In this practice, you won't need any tools. You'll just want a comfortable place to lie down. We'll get started lying on our backs with our feet planted directly underneath the knees. So you'll lie down onto the floor here. You can have your hands on your abdomen or down by your side, and just flex your feet away from the floor, and then point your feet into the floor, lift your heels. So you'll flex your feet away, lifting the fronts of your feet. Put the fronts of your feet down, lift your heels. A few more times. Good. And then you'll roll your ankles a little side to side. Your knees won't fully fall to the floor. We're focusing a lot more on just rolling to the knife edges of the feet. Gorgeous. Plenty of that. Feet planted flat, press your hips up, and then tuck your tail. So there's a way we can press our hips up where we kind of arch our back and prioritize the ribs. I really want you to draw the tailbone towards the backs of the knees, press through the insides of the feet, and then push the hips up to the ceiling. I like to make fists and then draw my elbows down to the ground and really use the shoulders to help drive the knees forward and hips up. And start to kick your heels in a little bit towards you. So there's this general feeling of you shifting forward in space, and you'll feel that really light up the backs of your legs. So keep that going here. Take a breath into your abdomen, and then take a breath out of your mouth. Keep the hips lifted. Float your heels away from the floor, pointing your feet down. And then you'll drop your heels, flex your feet away from the floor. We're gonna try that a few more times. Lift the heels, and then lift the fronts of the feet. And this will feel challenging. Keep it going. Feet down, heels up, heels down, toes lifted. Good. Let's take two more here. Toes down, heels lift, heels down, toes lift. Last one. Heels up, heels down, toes lift. Good. Draw your hips to the floor. You can step your feet nice and wide and gently windshield wipe your knees towards one side, towards the other. Come back through to the center and extend your legs up towards the ceiling. They do not need to straighten, especially if you've got super tight hamstrings. If even just being here is a really big challenge, you might want to place a cushion underneath your low back, and that'll help keep you comfortable with your legs extended up to the ceiling. Cool? Point your feet, flex your feet. And then stir your ankles around, spreading your toes wide and curling them in. Go the other way. Nice. Bend and straighten your legs a few times. Good. Relax your arms down by your sides. No hands for this one. Circle your knees apart so they come into this kind of butterfly position. And then draw your knees away from your belly, and then draw your thighs back together. So knees come in towards you. Spread your knees apart. Circle them away from your belly and then back together. Really hug your belly towards the floor. Knees come in, they circle wide, they go away, and then they come together. So big circle of your knees in space. And then you'll draw your knees back through to the center. We're gonna go the other way. Send your knees away, widen them, pull them in towards you, bring them back together. Away, wide, in, together. Big circles. Nice work. Swing yourself up and into a squat. We're gonna come all the way up to a standing position and down into a squat. So sit your hips nice and low. You can have your hands on your thighs, hands on your hips, whatever is cozy. Try to send your weight forward into the fronts of your feet. Knees drift forward. So you feel a little bit of tension in the front of your ankle, and then shift back. We'll try that 2 more times. Shift your weight forward into the fronts of your feet, knees and shins shift forward. Shift back into your heels a little bit more. It's a really subtle movement, and try it 1 more time. Shift your knees a little bit further forward, maybe rock. Good, and then you can stand all the way back up. Step your feet all the way together to touch. Plant your hands onto your thighs. Circle your knees over your ankles. As big of a circle as you can without your feet really kind of drawing away from the floor. So feet try to stay flat. Go the other way. Good, stand on up. Step your left foot forward out in front of you and step your right foot back behind you. You can take a bend in both knees. We're coming into a high lunge shape. If balance here feels really challenging, hang onto a wall or a really stable object like a couch or a sturdy table. If it feels like it's gonna fall over, maybe don't rely on that object. Start to send your weight forward into your left knee, into your left foot. And then maybe this leg straightens completely. Bend into that knee and really shift the weight forward. Try not to be shy about this kind of knee traveling beyond the toes thing. And then maybe you straighten through the leg completely, or you just straighten a little bit more. Knee goes forward, straighten the leg. Good, a few more times. Really nice. You're gonna step your right foot forward and find a squat once more. Sit your hips nice and low, feet a comfortable distance apart. Get as low as you can without thighs passing parallel. So if you drop into like this kind of squat, not the same kind of activation that we're finding up here, chill in this area for another couple breaths. Really nice. We'll step the left leg back and find that high lunge again. If you need to find a shorter stance because it's easier for balance, do that up. Send the right knee forward in space, pour the weight into that foot. Maybe straighten the leg completely. A few more times we're shifting forward and straightening. Last 2 here. Really nice stuff. Already, find that squat 1 last time. Good, stand on up. Pour your weight into your left foot, float your right knee up. Your toe might be connected to the floor because balance, or you hang on to an object. Knee lifts nice and high, and then you're gonna start to extend your leg out in front of you to the degree that you're able to hold it up. It's cool if your leg is down here if you wanna challenge having a straight leg. Lift it as high as you can and really feel the quadriceps turn on here, and take a pulse up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release the leg down. You did that. Weight goes into your right foot. Lift your left knee, find the balance, maybe a hand on something. Lift the knee nice and high. You can keep the leg bent or choose to play with straight. 5 pulses up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Release the leg down. Nice work, y'all. This is just a foundation of things we can do to support our knees. I encourage you with exploring ways that you can send your knees in alternate angles around your feet so that you can build strength in new areas. Wishing you all the best, and I'll see you soon.